what does this mean for the people function in each of our businesses, and what does the people function need to do to lead on workforce transformation?
I think the first thing is it's a moment of opportunity. I think, Fren, you've articulated that pretty well. There are things that happens in generations, in a sort of 50 to 100 year span, and I personally, maybe it's because of my tech background, I'm a massive believer in generative AI. And I think what we'll find is that over the next 3 to 5 years, the number of different new things that will come up that could be a tool for the CPO to transform their business, it will be at a pace that we've never seen before. So in the last 10 years, what we've seen is the CPOs, when it comes to technology particularly, they're focused on cleaning data, moving to the cloud. You've talked about that, Tim, as well. I think the next sort of 5 to 10 years is going to be about really benefiting from having really strong infrastructure of data and technology within about people, and using generative AI to elevate. So it is a moment of opportunity. A couple of the focus areas, one of them, I think we will see a huge war for talent around people with skills around generative AI. So I've already seen job adverts, believe it or not, for AI prompters north of £500,000.
Wow.
Yes. So AI prompters, anyone who's really, people with skills around being able to utilize generative AI to elevate the business, those skill set will become extremely valuable. So how do you position your businesses, Harriet, and I suppose Tim as well, to be able to be at the forefront of being able to access that talent? So talent acquisition and being attractive to those talent in the business will be a key focus. The other thing is using AI to enhance the people function itself, how it services itself. So I think those are the couple of things that we'll see, but it's definitely a moment of opportunity.
What role do you think HR can play in simplifying the digital overload?
Yeah, so one of the trends that I've seen, so one of my clients, one of UK's big tech organizations, they've, for example, moved the role of digital experience into the people function. So we have, in that organization we're working with, they have the sort of head of digital experience sitting within the people function, because there is a strong belief that the experience that an employee feels within the company should really be owned by the people who are in charge of people, right? And the experience doesn't stop between the HR matters or finance matters or IT matters. It all kind of goes all across. So one of the trends we're seeing is that shift towards people function starting to own that, and then using technology to simplify their lives. There was a belief over the last 5-10 years that moving to cloud would do that. We know that's not the case. I know both of you have experienced that, Tim and Harriet. So what we're seeing is emerging technologies, which is really focusing on moments that matter, things that everyday employees really care about. I have this saying where 80% of the employees only will want to interact with HR 5 to 10% of the time. And there's 5 to 10% of managers, leaders, HR people who want to interact with HR more regularly. So how do you set up your whole tech ecosystem so that people are only interacting when they need to, where they need to, and moving people function services into the ways of work so that people don't have to go out of their way to find out about any process or policies. So those are the couple of sort of key trends that we're seeing that hopefully will start to take effect and change how people receive services from HR and other back office functions.
And more clients beginning to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And then thinking about the HR function itself, there are clearly opportunities for HR to be AI enabled or augmented. What should we be focusing on there?
Yeah, so this is a real area of my passion. And actually, if I can have my career for the next 10 years, this is what I would be doing. So if my boss is listening. Because I've been working in sort of HR tech for the last 15 years, and I feel like we've made a difference, but we've not really taken the experience of an employee. I speak to people who are colleagues at KPMG from audit or tax, or I speak to my friends who are working in procurement in one of the organizations. None of them are saying to me that, oh, my HR functions really elevated my work life, right? I think we can do that now, right? We have tools and technologies available to really do that. So one of the things that I would really love for all of our people function leaders to think about is, with this new technology called generative AI, how do I add value? So one of our clients, big pharmaceutical, we've developed a generative AI career coach. And what this is about is having a generative AI conversation about each employee's career. So the generative AI knows the employee already because he has access to the people data. It's kind of what I meant. Moving to cloud is enabling this. It knows what job have they done. It has their CV. It has all of this information about themselves. But it also knows what is the whole organization doing. And it has all of the process, policies, all the materials. And it's able to give its own advice. Which sounds crazy, right? A robot giving advice to people. So that's an experimentation. So what I really want to see is lots of experimentation within the people function about how can we enhance. And that, if you kind of think about that, if I'm an employee, that's the kind of service that would really enhance my life at KPMG. Being able to have almost a private conversation that no one knows about, that I can only have with something that knows about the whole organization, knows about me. So really experimentation is key. Also set out strategies. I think, Tim, you touched on it. It is a long-term play, but an agile strategy, because things are moving so fast that every 3 to 6 months, things are developing rapidly. So have a long-term vision, but be agile enough to adjust as you go along.